This is my garden. I grow vegetables and flowers, and also I grow herb gardens. And this is one of my plants. This is a big bed. This has chive and sage and parsley and thyme. And they all kind of go, these plants have been around for about 3 years. Their root system, you can see down, is pretty thick. It's about 6 inches in diameter, and they kind of grow as bushes. Chive's great for any kind of sauces or any kind of dips. They give a nice oniony flavor. A lot of people don't know what to do with their herbs, and they don't know how to use them in the kitchen. So, and one of those big ones is sage. Sage is kind of funny. I like sage chopped, thrown in with things like chicken. They give it a nice kind of smoky flavor. They're also really pretty to make cut arrangements with. I stick sage in almost everything. When I cut my wildflowers, I will be doing so in a couple of weeks. It's still kind of getting ready. Then we have both flat parsley and curly parsley, and they're very different from each other. Flat parsley is really good. It's not going to get as gritty. It's nice to put in with eggs, things like eggs and pasta sauces, tomato sauces. You can season almost anything, any kind of chicken or fish or meat with parsley. It's not a very strong taste, so it blends well with other different types of flavors. Then we have curly. And curly's kind of funny. People who like curly like a little bit of a bite to their food, because you're going to definitely notice it more than the taste of flat parsley. Curly parsley is, it's rich. It's got kind of a tart flavor, kind of earthy too. This mostly uses in omelets. People like it in omelets. They also like it as garnish. And again, parsley's another good one, particularly curly parsley for arrangements. Sticking a little bit of green instead of using a foliage, you can go right into your garden and pick some curly parsley. Then we have my thyme. I've had this thyme for 3 years. It is starting to go into flower, these little purple flowers, which are also pretty in arrangements for vases. This stuff is really good how you use it. Most people don't really understand it. You take your finger and you shave the little petals. They're very small. Shave the little petals off. And last night I made it into a pasta dish, a ribbon pasta. It's got a really nice earthy, sweet taste to it. You don't need a whole lot when you're using thyme. You can use it with garlic and olive oil, and it blends together really nice, yummy flavor. There you go. It's very easy to grow. The best thing about making a little herb garden is that you don't have to do much to it. They thrive off of each other, and they also look very pretty. Most of the time they'll come back every year. That's one of my beds. This is the second one. I have some stuff in here that will not come back, and namely the basil. Basil you cannot plant until it's warm, about 50 degrees at night. You can use basil from anything from making pretty little sparks of color, just as using it as garnish, or you can use it, of course, in marinara sauce. It's where it's most famous. You can also throw basil into any kind of stews. The same thing with, I have more sage right here. Sage is also good for stews, thick sauces, thick soups. My favorite is right back here. This is rosemary. My rosemary has been around for 3 years. They're old. Rosemary sometimes you might need to replant, particularly if you have a bad winter. But these guys are doing okay. I might at the end of the season replace these two in the middle. Rosemary, again, sauces, they're great for it. They're needly though, so you want to throw in a whole sprig. You don't want to take the little needles off, or you're going to be eating those, and those tend to be kind of taste like bark. They're not very pleasant to have in your food. Then right here we have some cilantro. Cilantro grows wild, but again, you have to wait until it gets pretty warm out to plant it. It does not like the cold. Cilantro you can put in salsas, all sorts of dips. It's great in Mexican foods. It's very pungent, so you only need a little bit. It also goes to seed real fast, so you want to take this right here and just prick it off. Take it off so that more can grow. It will grow thicker bunches. It's extremely fragrant. So if you do bring some of it, just bring a little bit into your house unless you want your whole house to smell like it. This is another crop of thyme. This is actually lemon thyme. Great for things like lemon chicken. That's where it gets its name. From squeezing a whole lemon, and of course lemon thyme. This stuff is newer. As you can see, it looks a little bit healthier than the other. Thyme is a good one to replace every few years. These guys are new and they've already probably tripled in diameter since I've gotten it. We've had some nice 70-degree days. Herbs really like cool nights. Again, there's very little fuss to this. The other good thing about having herb gardens and critters, where we live, we have lots of animals, and they are rarely eaten by any kind of animals. They just don't like the taste. The taste is too strong, it's too gritty, and they don't like the smell. So if you are planning to have an herb garden, I suggest you plant it up against things that will. These are squash and tomato plants. Tomato plants are usually also safe, but these nets, these beds they're protected by critter guards, but they're also protected by the scent of this rosemary and sage, which they despise. So if you want a healthy vegetable garden, plant a few of these: rosemary, sage, chive. They also hate chive. Rabbits and all sorts of other chipmunks will run the other way once they smell it.